Hello, I'm Fear or Fear Fiction. I don't usually make talking videos, but I wanted to post more on YouTube for one, and also make a celebration for my 200k on Instagram. I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me some questions, so I asked you to ask me questions, so I thought I would answer it into a YouTube video now. So I'm doing that. Also, I know there's a bunch of new people here from YouTube as well, from my recent videos, and I just want to say hello and thank you for watching my videos. I read pretty much all the comments and I appreciate all of your support, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys like these kind of videos, let me know and I'll try and make more and give more opportunities for Q&A, or if you have any other ideas for what kind of videos you'd like to see, I'd love to hear them, because I would like to post more on here, like actual videos, not just shorts. So if there's anything that interests you, then let me know. Okay, so let me pull up Instagram. Rafiki11CR says, what is your favorite anime of all time? Of all time, my favorite anime, so my top 3 are Hunter x Hunter, and then One Piece, and then JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I gravitate towards animes with really cool fight scenes. That's why I really like those two. I think the way that they do their fight scenes are very smart. In terms of non-shonen animes, I also really like a lot of slice of life things. I like Nana, of course, is one of my favorites. Oh, I really like To Your Eternity as well. That's a really good one. And Ouran High School Host Club. How tall are you? Okay, so one of the most common things that people say when they meet me is that I'm not as tall as that they expected, or I'm shorter in real life. I know I look taller in videos, but I'm 5'1". Oh wait, maybe I should start at the bottom. Sorry, I'm going to go to the bottom so that if questions get asked more than once, then I responded to the first person who asked it. Razan Ani says, how did you start cosplaying? Like, what made you get into it? I love your cosplay so much. First of all, thank you. I appreciate it. I really like doing the cosplays, and I'm glad that you like them. The reason I started cosplaying is because I've always seen it around and people have like recommended it to me, but then I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I can't do that for a few reasons. I hadn't seen a lot of Asian people cosplaying, which is interesting because, you know, like a lot of cosplays are based on Asian media, specifically Japanese. People that I usually get on my feeds are usually not Asian, so I had just never seen it before and I couldn't really picture what a good one would look like. That is until I saw my now mutual Billy Han posted a JoJo pose video where Yue Ukulele, who is also another one of my friends now, they started cosplaying, which was like a big moment for me because she's the reason why I started cosplaying in the first place. Well, I would say one of the reasons. The first time I had seen, in this video, it was the first time I had seen a gender bend. I had never seen gender bends before. First time I saw an Asian woman cosplaying, and also it was so good that I was like blown away. I didn't even know we could do that. I didn't know gender bends existed. So that's why the first cosplay I did was Zoro, was because of her Zoro. And yeah, so it was really crazy when she followed me and I was like, oh, you're the Zoro. Oh. I was gonna put it, wait, why is my screen flickering? Let me see if I can change it. Ah, no flicker on this one. Okay, this one's good. So the other reason why I started cosplaying was because I used to do, well, I still do anime outfit videos on my TikTok, but then that used to be the only thing that I would make. And then for my 50k celebration, I wanted to make like an actual cosplay and be like, okay, fine, I'll actually do a cosplay. And then when I did, as I mentioned, Zoro, and it quickly became viral. Like I had my first 3 Zoro videos I posted were all at, I think, 1 million. I think at least 2 of them were at 1 million, but I think all of them got close. So I decided to keep doing it from there because I thought people liked it. At first it was mostly because I saw people were enjoying it, and then as I did a couple more, and then I was like, you know what, I'm enjoying this too, I'm gonna keep doing them. So I slowly tried to get better because I found that as well it really helped me learn a lot of skills. So cosplaying taught me a lot about makeup, a lot about hair, like wig styling. It improved my acting, it improved my like content creation skills, it improved my prop making and sewing. I guess that's 6 things. I found that there was a lot to be learned from cosplaying. If there was something that I was lacking, I would try and fulfill that, and then that made me feel really good when I felt like I did a good job. So for example, when I moved from gender bends to mostly mask cosplay, I found when I did a mask cosplay that I thought was really well, and I thought it actually looked like the character, it made me so happy, and I was so excited to post it. I just kept kind of doing that and kept trying to build on that excitement of learning new things and improving. So right now my task is I'm trying to get better at sewing. And I've recently become obsessed with wig styling. I found out that steaming your wigs does crazy things, like amazing things, because so my head is very small, and I find a lot of my wigs like fit too, like if they have too much volume or too thick, then they look like they like stick out a lot. Steaming my wigs kind of flattens them so that they're a little bit more shaped to my head, and it's easier to style and to cut and stuff. I steamed 15 wigs one night, and then the next day I steamed another, like, I think 20 wigs. I just had a lot of fun with them. Anyway, that was not part of the answer at all. Chrissy! How does it feel to have the most iconic style? Come find out. You can borrow my clothes, and I'll borrow your clothes. Even though we already have all of the same clothes. Moon asks, what's your favorite cosplay? My favorite cosplays have to be a Gojo, Rampo, or Luffy. I think one of those three, or all three. One of my favorite things about cosplaying character is if I can like bring out their personality well, and all three of those characters are very like playful and childish, and I think those are the most fun. Cosplay, you can pretty much do anything and it's canon. Those three have to be my favorite because I can just do so much with them. I always have a lot of new ideas, and they're just like the most fun to cosplay. Hell Anime says, what is the meaning of life? What is life? Follow your dreams, but also follow my cosplays. What is your dream cosplay you would love to do? Oh, okay, so, well, for the most part, cosplays that I really want to do, I'll figure out a way to do them, like I'll end up doing them anyways. Most of the people that I cosplay are not super difficult in terms of like wardrobe. It's usually like plain outfits, I would say. I think one that I really would like to do is Ryuk, who is going to be very complicated to do. And on a similar vein, if I do Ryuk, I'll also do Howl's bird form, because I mean there's a lot of similarities there. So if I am able to practice on one, then I'll be able to transfer to the other. I'll probably do Howl first because it's a little bit more simple. Just gonna put a bunch of black feathers. I might try and make wings. I hope. I will try. Look out for bird form Howl, because that is something that I am actively working on. Roopgill14 asks, what's the next big con you'll be attending? I'm going to Anime NYC in November, so if you're coming, then please say hello. I really like it when you guys come and talk to me. Will maybe be weird. Not weird, like awkward. Like I've talked to a lot of fans before, but it's just like weird anytime I'm in, especially in a new country, that people come up to me. I think I tend to end the conversation because I don't know what to say next. But if you want to keep talking to me, then you can. Like, don't feel like you have to leave, even though it sounds like I have stopped talking. I just don't know what to say next. Anya Gabi says, what country do you live in? I live in Canada. Why did you start cosplaying, and when did you start cosplaying? I answered the first part, but I started cosplaying in June last year, so it's been about a year and a couple months, like a bit over a year now. Liagda says, what camera/software do you use for editing and taking photos, etc.? So the camera I use is this one. It's a Canon Rebel, no, that's my old camera. A Canon 60D Mark II, and my lens is a Sigma 24-70. I have a Canon camera. I got specifically one that is Wi-Fi enabled, so I could get EOS Webcam Utility, which is an app on my phone that lets me see what I look like on the other side of the camera. Like from my phone, I can see, it's not up, but like I can see myself when I'm filming or taking photos. It just makes it easier to be able to frame, especially if you're using a DSLR where you can't quite see like where you are in the camera or what you look like, if the lighting's okay, all that kind of thing. The software I use for editing, Adobe Premiere Pro mainly, but I actually downloaded the CapCut desktop app because I prefer to edit on my computer. It's just easier for me. And it's actually really good, and it's free, so I would highly recommend that. That's what I've been using lately, unless it's super complicated. If it's like a complicated edit with like masking and like slow-mos and like stuff like that, then I'll still use Premiere. Oh, and for photo editing, I use Photoshop as well. One thing that's really cool is I found out that Photoshop just added a new feature, the generative AI background, and it has been amazing because I often will take my pictures and then you have to crop it for Instagram, which is a 4:5 ratio, and you like might not get a good cropping of like the height of how much you want in the photo, but the generative AI background basically will take information from the photo and expand the background. Do you self-take most of your cosplay? If so, how do you do it? So I mentioned earlier about the EOS Webcam Utility app. And the way I do it is I connect camera to my app. It has to be Wi-Fi enabled, and I'm able to see myself from and do everything. I can like adjust the settings, adjust the focus, and I can, you know, press trigger here. I can do a countdown. The way I do it is I usually will use it to set up the lighting and everything, so I know how I look like and the framing, and then I'll put it onto a continuous burst shot of like, let's say 10-second timer. Give me time to put my phone down and get ready. And then as I'm doing it, I will take a continuous motion into the end pose that I want to take. One thing that I will say is if you're taking your own photos, especially self-portraits, then don't stay still. Move when you're taking them. Take a whole bunch of photos and move. You can get, for one, more natural looking photos. And number two, you can get angles that if you don't know like your preferred angle, how you want to look in it, then it is great to be able to have those options and see like what you look like this, you know, like this. So for example, if the ending pose you want to make, let's do something like, okay, let's do something basic, just like your hand back here. I would usually go like this, and I would start here, and then I would go like, so I would make this motion like where I go like start here and then go up, and then I'll usually like move a bit, make sure your head tilts or like your angles of your head are different, and that way the burst shot will get multiple different angles of how you're shooting, and then you can choose from like that batch. I'll show you some pictures from my last shoot so that you can see what I mean, and usually at least one of them will be good. Gutrova asks, will you be at Dokumi next year? I would love to be at Dokumi next year. It was a lot of fun last time. It was so big. I have never been to a con that big. I've only been to ones prior to that in Vancouver, which are quite small. So Dokumi was a huge shock. I've never been to a place with so many cosplayers at once. It was like a movie studio times 5 or 6. And then there was also the outside. And then there was also so many people that I wanted to meet up because I'm not obviously usually in Europe. So I had a lot of people that I wanted to meet. And trying to find people was just so difficult. Especially had a lot of fun at the One Piece meetup. Yeah, I would like to. I'm not sure if I'll be able to just because I have so many other trips planned before that and I might not have the funds to go. But if I do end up going, I would love to meet you all and please say hi. Oh, JM Faupel says, what do you want the difference between this year and next year to be? So this year, I'm going to say year being like the year of me cosplaying. So like June last year to June this year. It's been a crazy, incredible growth. Both, of course, on my platforms, but also for me. I would say cosplaying skills, like makeup skills, have been insanely improved. I was really bad at makeup before. And I'm still not great. I'm still learning a lot of things, but I learn so many new things every day, especially from all my cosplayer friends. So makeup, wigs, acting even, like sewing and prop making, like I've learned so much. And also in terms of like my friendships, like I made so many new friends from cosplaying. I went to Germany this year just to meet a whole bunch, well, Germany and Poland, to meet a whole bunch of them. Not something I ever would have expected last year when I started. I'd say the one thing that I would like to make different from this year and last year is I don't see this happening anytime soon within the year or within many years. But if I could cosplay full time, that would be my dream because I love it. I often cosplay. I pretty much cosplay every day, or I'm filming something every day. It would be great to have the freedom and monetary means to do it full time, but cosplaying is really expensive. Live in Vancouver, which is a very expensive area, so I don't see that happening. Nobody knows what username's cut off, but I'm putting them on the screen so you can see. Inspiration for your fashion. I love your videos showing off your outfits. Thank you, I really appreciate that. And I do want to do more outfit videos as well. I have started on my second Instagram account, Fear Nonfiction. I'm going to post most of my outfit videos there instead because a lot of people have been asking me to make an account for just my outfit videos. That account's going to be kind of like a fashion video. It's going to be not just anime though, it'll be normal outfits too. So if you want to go and follow me there, you can. I'll be posting more soon, hopefully, and it'll just be, yeah, that's my fashion account. Kuro, the Mania lover, says, what makes you want to cosplay? I think when I get ideas, like listening to audios and stuff, and I get a funny idea or I get like a cool idea, when I'm at work, I go on walks during my lunch break and I'm listening to music. And as I'm listening to music, I'm often thinking about video ideas. Coming up with ideas like that makes me really excited. Sometimes I have to like stop right away and get all the ideas down before I get. Like Samira Chrissy will often get an onslaught of sudden messages from me being like, I have an idea, this is what we're gonna do, blah 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 blah, and it's just like a whole bunch of like word spew because I just have to get my ideas out, and they're like changing as they go, and then they come back and they're like, what is this? Yeah, that's how my ideas come about. Oh, it's just Sanju says, what's the hardest cosplay you've done so far? Hardest? Oh, that would definitely have to be my Link. because it was the first cosplay that I made entirely from scratch. I got a sewing machine from my wish list. Thank you so much for sending me that. I like sourced all of the like materials and like the beads and the fabrics and everything, and the threads, and I had to like research on different types of threads, and like apparently you need a different needle for stretch fabric and all that kind of thing. I'm especially proud of my Hudson Construction fused pipe. I put it onto Sabo's pipe so I could reuse it. Ansi-chan says, how did you get your costumes? You buy them or you make it? Love your content. Thank you for liking my content. If I had to break down where all my cosplays come from, I would say most of them are from my closet. They're closet cosplays, so just things I already have. Secondly would be buy and make would be on a similar level. Like because usually if it would be closet cosplays, but then I'll have to make a part of it, like make something if it's like easy, like Crocs hook, for example. If I had to buy something, so for example, Kilua, I had everything except I bought the turtleneck, which was like $10. I just thrifted it somewhere. But there are a few that I buy entirely, like there's my Luffy Dressrosa top and hat, obviously I had bought. Zreal, do you like Meagle? If you mean Smeagol, then of course. Glowstar, how many cosplays have you done so far? The total. I have no idea. I can't even count because I delete a lot of them. In my 1 year video where I was like doing all the switches between different cosplays, I think somebody counted there was 36 or something like that, and that wasn't even all of them at the time. So definitely over 50. Man Mountain Mike asked a whole bunch of questions, a whole bunch of good questions. The first one is, what's the next goal/step in your career? I want to post more on YouTube, so I would say like I would like to get my YouTube channel going. So I've had it for maybe not a full year yet, almost a year, and I haven't been very consistent at posting, so recently I've been trying to post more, which maybe you've noticed. So I'm going to keep doing that, and I'd like to make more of like these types of videos. A whole bunch of trips planned. Some of them are for cosplay related, some of them are not, some of them are personal. But yeah, I would like to be able to go to more conventions and visit more people, and also just improving my own cosplays. Like there's always things to improve. I'll eventually hate everything that I make, so I want to keep getting better. Do you prefer being called Gabby or Fear, or anything else? Geeb! It's funny because I actually have a friend that does call me Geeb, so you can call me Geeb if you want. I prefer being called Fear online because I think it looks cool. It sounds cool. So it was my gaming alias first. I used to be Lofty Cry, and then people would call me Loft, and I was like, ugh, that sounds disgusting. What's a cool thing to be called? And I thought Fear would be cool. It's actually a lyric from La Dispute, a band that I really loved when I was in high school. I still love them now. They have a song called The Most Beautiful Bitter Fruit, and it goes, lyrics go, fear fiction, these visions. My light ran out of battery. I didn't realize how long I would be filming this, but you guys asked so many questions, which I love. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to answer as many as possible. I skipped a few that are repetitions, but I'll try to answer them all, hopefully. Galuk says, I want to see the Deadly Trio again, which I assume is me, Chrissy, and Shaz. And if so, I would too. I want to see us. Message them and tell them that they need to come to Vancouver. Tell them every day. No, just kidding. Don't harass them. But yeah, I'm really excited to see them all again. How did you get into cosplay, and was it difficult? Ooh, I think a lot of people ask that about like how to get started in cosplay. I wouldn't say it's difficult. I would say the difficult part is motivating yourself to get into the first cosplay. Like I think anyone you ask is going to say just do it, which is a hard answer, but like that's kind of what it is. Like you just have to do it. Once you do your first one and get over that barrier of worrying about if it'll be good, worrying about what people think of you. And also, by the way, to cosplay, you don't need to post it online. Like if you want to get started and you're kind of concerned about, you know, how people will perceive you because for various reasons, or just because, you know, you're not comfortable with it yet, just put it on yourself and do it for you. You don't even need to go to a con, you don't need to post it anywhere. Just try it once, see how it makes you feel. Maybe take some pictures if you like it, and then if you feel comfortable or you're happy enough with it to post, then go ahead and post it. More times than not, people will be quite supportive. Is there a secret of good looking like you look like a man like you? I think if you're asking like how to do like masculine looking features or like try to make yourself look masked, it's more about how you present yourself than anything. I will act differently in my mask cosplays than I do with my femme cosplays. One thing that I think makes a big difference is the eyebrow theory. Start a little bit lower down and like straight, go whoosh. And then at the top I also fill it out a little bit, go whoosh. And I usually have like a point, so usually my eyebrows are quite straight, like there's not much of an arch to it. But for my mask ones, I'll do straight, long, and and then go like a little whoosh down, like a little more angular. And then I'll also use a brush to kind of brush it up so it blends in, so it looks kind of like your hairs are a bit more unkempt. Also, like contouring, I am still not that good at contouring. I'm trying to get better, but I tend to make my a little bit darker around my eyebrow bridge because I'm trying to make my eyebrows appear lower on my face, and also like a deeper set eyes. Contour to make your face look more angular, because my face is, it's not like it's not angular, but it's a little bit more like you know, I would love to have like super sharp cheekbones, like I don't have that. So I try to give myself more sharp cheekbones, and I think that helps a bit, but sometimes it just makes me look sickly, so you know, I'm still learning too. Alpha Kappa 7 says, best moment till now from the moment you started cosplay. Definitely, without a doubt, fastest response ever is when I went to Poland and Germany to meet all of my cosplay friends. A lot of them I have known for about almost a year now. It hasn't even been a full year actually, but we've quickly became so close. Like a lot of them have become some of my closest friends. To meet all these people that I've known online for so long in person. They're even better than I could ever expect. They're amazing. I love them all, and I can't wait to see them again, and already have plans to see a lot of them again soon. So yeah, definitely that. Oh, okay, I think I've answered pretty much most of the questions that I feel comfortable answering. And thank you so much for 200k, and I can't believe this many people are here. Well, not on this platform, but on Instagram, but that have seen my stuff. I've seen a couple of people say that they started cosplaying after watching my content, which is a crazy impact to have, and I really love to hear that. And I hope you enjoyed this Q&A. I know it's not my usual kind of content, but feel free to give me recommendations of other videos you'd like to see, cosplays, or any other ideas you have. It's dark now. I've been answering questions for 2 hours, but I appreciate all of the questions that you sent me, and thank you so much for being here. I don't know what else to say. Thanks for everything. Bye!